Good evening, and welcome to our final LEGO stream for 2024. Good evening. Final LEGO stream for 2024. This may be our final LEGO stream for 2024, but it is not even close to our final LEGO stream ever. I got lots of LEGO in front of me, right, to be built in 2025. We'll be continuing the Mario series. We'll be finishing the Avatar series, and I've got several other big LEGO projects planned for the coming year. But for tonight, it's time to finish the previous year of LEGO, so I got something really special to bring it home. I'm going to switch to our camera so I can show you this one. This is the Beatles Yellow Submarine. They do not make boxes like this anymore. This was back when they made colorful boxes before they started doing black boxes for all the adult-oriented sets. This is the Beatles Yellow Submarine. The Beatles are my favorite music group of all time. There was a time where I had about 200 of their songs memorized, although I can't sing them. I can't sing them worth anything. We will try a Beatles karaoke night at some point next year, probably. But even though I can't sing their songs, I had a lot of the lyrics memorized, and this is the only time the Beatles ever got a Lego set, so I decided it was time to add it to my collection. You can see from the front of the box they come with this gray display stand, but when you look at the back of the box, you can see you can lift the top and then see all four Beatles inside the submarine as well. Don't know why you'd want to do that, because when you put the top back on, you won't be able to see them anymore. And then in addition to the Beatles themselves, you have this little cartoon character here named Jeremy, who's part of the Yellow Submarine animation. I have never actually watched the Yellow Submarine animation. I know there's something called Blue Meanies in it, and I know the song Yellow Submarine debuted as the theme song for that animation. But that's all I know about the Yellow Submarine cartoon. But the Yellow Submarine vehicle itself is iconic to Beatlemania, particularly the psychedelic portion of Beatlemania that was right around the middle of their time together. So at the top, you can see we get John, Paul, George, and Ringo, all four of the Beatles. And, I mean, even the rest of the box is much more colorful than usual. So we've talked too long. I really just want to get into this and sail under the sea with my favorite music group. So, ironically, there won't actually be any music on this particular stream. Oh, shoot. This one doesn't. This one's a different box. It doesn't have the push tabs. It just has the tape. And I left my scissors across the room because I'm working on another project at the table. So I'm going to very carefully use this screwdriver to try and unseal the tape here. And this is one box that I may not recycle right away because of how unique it is. I may use this box as maybe as a CMF storage. I mean, there's uses I can use for this box for. It's not big enough to be practical for any real Lego storage, but I suppose I can keep a few CMFs in here. So let's open it up. You can see we have a bunch of bags inside. 3, 5, 1, 2, 4, and the instructions. Oh wow, even the inside of the box, look at that. You can see the Beatles. There's an illustration of the Beatles as viewed through the windows of the submarine on either side of the inside of the box. I just noticed, on this side of the box, they're as they appear in the cartoon, and if you look at the inside flap on this side of the box, they're the minifigures. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I definitely want to show this box to some family before I... Yeah, I'm not ditching this box. I want to keep this box. But as we traditionally do on my LEGO streams, I still have to use the box to collect the bags, at least for the stream. We have here, of course, the instructions. which you know I don't actually keep the instructions. I mean, I do keep the instructions, but I don't use them on stream. So I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to pull up our PDF instructions up here in a minute. So our instruction book is up and ready to go. And now let me just take the, let me take 5, 4, 3, and 2 and set them off to the side. And we have bag 1 here in front of us. I forgot to pull a tool, but as we open the book, we'll find out. Actually, we got a tool right there. I don't need to pull out one of my tools. This is yet another set that comes with it. My collection of separators is growing. So we come to the first page. It shows us pictures of the minifigures here. We get the four Beatles, John, Paul, George, and Ringo. It mentions that the Yellow Submarine movie came out in 1968, which was late in the Beatles' time together. I think they broke up in 70. It shows us little Jeremy with his apple. And here's a little here's a little bit about the animation itself. You can pause the YouTube recap. You can pause the VOD if you're watching this on YouTube and read that on your own time if you want. And then it appears in 2 more languages. And then here's the page telling us about the brick separator. And then it tells us to open bag 1 and get started. In bag 1, it looks like we're going to build the display stand for the characters. And then we're going to build the base of the submarine. And we're going to start with the John figure. So let's get all of bag 1 open. Alright, and it looks like the display stand is going to be made using 4 of the mini CMF base plates stuck together. And there's no stickers in the set. So everything we see here is going to be a print. Let's get started by building the... and since we're building the display stand first, I don't even have to do that crazy thing where I sit everyone down in the front of my table. All I have to do is line up, is put the stand at the front of the table and put the characters on it as we get them. So let's go ahead and put together John, and it looks like he's holding a telescope. And it looks like he's going to get an alternate face, but it's not too much different from his standard face. I really just want to get into the build, so I'm not going to spend too much time on the figures. Well, they're the Beatles, so we're going to give each figure a good look. So we'll give him his telescope. And here is the John Lennon minifigure. You can see he has a little bit of a smile. His alternate face is pretty much the same, except you can't see the mouth under the beard. I mean the mustache. There's no beard here. So you can't see the mouth under the mustache, so I'll show you anyway. That's what the alternate face looks like. Same face, but without the mouth. Anyway. Without the mouth, he has a more neutral expression. With the mouth, he has a slightly happier expression going on. And since it won't take us too long to put his the display stand together, we'll just let him stand. So we have this big, long gray plate. And I'm going to start putting things together here. And then we have these CMF display style plates. It's a very simple stand construction as far as stands are concerned, but effective. Let me set that big plate aside for later. And here's a printed tile with the Yellow Submarine title on it. So here's our display stand with the Yellow Submarine printed tile. And we can go ahead and put John onto the display stand. And our bandstand is underway. Let's go ahead and start the submarine itself. I didn't put that in all the way. I'm going to try and keep as much of the action on camera as I can. Sometimes it's challenging with Lego given my limited build space, the parts pile, and my fat fingers, but I'll do what I can. The instruction book is a surprisingly large number of pages for the piece count here. So I'm expecting a fun build with interesting techniques. When I stop talking, that just means I'm focused and or I ran out of things to talk about momentarily. But yeah, I've either got 1 or 2 more streams planned before 2024 ends. I get the one for sure is going to be on Monday. I'm streaming on Monday. I'll be streaming Morrowind, which was the main game on my channel for a long time. But as I went through my records, I learned I haven't streamed it at all in 2024. So Monday we're going to do a long Morrowind stream to check out some updates in the province mods. Tomorrow, if I stream, it'll probably just be a karaoke stream. If I do a karaoke stream, I'll probably pick a dedicated theme. I almost didn't realize there's two shades of yellow here. I almost gave myself a little disaster. But I didn't. Looks like we're doing the first very little bit of shaping on the submarine here. Oh, did I do a close-up on John? I don't remember. There's John Lennon. These pieces are clicking way louder than Lego pieces normally click. I wonder if there's a QC issues on some of these parts. But they're holding together well once they click, so I'm not concerned with it. Okay, so now we're working back on top of the ship. And we're starting up with some studs on side bricks here. And it looks like this is going to be our first really prominent piece of shaping here. Let's make sure these two little quarter tiles are straight. And our first little assembly. Including a hidden pink brick. This section goes how? Okay, pink brick lines up straight with the green bricks, it looks like. There we go. So we just attach that section to that end of the submarine. I'm still not quite sure which end is front and which end is back, but that should be obvious by the time we finish the next bag. That was not supposed to happen. But then again, we haven't really secured the construction yet. We're still mid-build here. By the time we finish putting this together, we will be secured. And everything should hold together fine. Okay, I don't know why that piece in particular wants to keep falling off. But there, that's on now. And with these pieces here, that section shouldn't fall off so quickly anymore. These pieces in the way and make it so I can't really get over to that piece. Plus these two plates will secure that down. So yeah, that section is sturdy now. That's not going to fall off anymore. And this concludes the first bag. So we've got the base of our submarine going. It still doesn't look like much, but we've got the beginnings of some shaping going on. And we're going to bring bag 2 into the scene here. And bag 2 is going to give us Paul McCartney. And some more of the submarine structure. So let's take a look here and put Paul together. Same deal, the head prints are similar enough that there's a neutral face and one which gives him a little bit of a smile. We're going to go smiley with him. And he gets a printed tile for his accessory, it looks like. Let me go ahead and get the hair on for him. And let's find this little tile. There it is. And the tile says love in colorful lettering. So let me put that in his hand. Beatles did a bunch of love-related songs. So I think it's cool that he has a love tile. So here's Paul McCartney. And he'll come down and he'll stand with John on the stand here. And half of the group is now back together. We'll have to keep building to get the rest of the band. Okay, so I have a little bit of a repetitive step to do here, but as far as repetition is concerned, not bad. I've seen way worse repetitive steps. Do you remember that one page in the Japanese garden that we had to repeat 17 times? So yeah, this repetition is nothing at all. It's just 3 pieces 4 times. And here we're just lining the interior, the edges of the interior section with some gray grill pieces. Okay, this step is going to have some printed tiles going on. Okay, there's this one white printed tile. And then there's a pink printed tile. And it looks like these tiles are just... I'm not sure if these tiles are meant to represent anything in particular or if they're just colorful psychedelic designs. I mean, like I said, I've never actually seen the cartoon. But that's what those printed tiles look like. You can see how colorful they are. And then they'll go onto here. And those colored tiles actually face the inside of the submarine. So in the ultimate display, when this ultimately ends up on display, you won't even be able to see them because they'll be covered over. But like what the box showed, the top can be removed and the Beatles sat inside. So let's just keep going. The submarine will reveal its secrets soon enough. These jumpers, I think, are the beginning of the seating area. Yeah, because then we get this big blue chair piece going on one end and the steering wheel. So now we know, because the steering wheel goes right here, we know that this is the front end of the submarine here and that this is going to be the back end. I wasn't sure, but I wasn't sure before, but the steering wheel makes that obvious now. And here's another brick with two different psychedelic patterns on it. So here's these two. And this will go like this. And the ship is once again symmetrical side to side. Except in terms of the colors of the psychedelic bits. So it looks like we're doing the siding details for the base of the submarine now. What's wrong here? Oh no, I messed that up. I put that in the wrong section, on the wrong place. That part goes over here. And now I should be able to put this part on correctly. Yep. So this lighter yellow section lines up with the other lighter yellow section from the bottom that we did in the last bag. Color congruency in the pattern to make it look extra good. You can see how the colors match up now with the yellow and then the yellowish orange. You can see how everything, the colors are lining up more properly. I built that incorrectly. Looks like it's supposed to line up the same way the others do, like this. There's still a little bit of gapping going on. I guess we'll find out what's up with that soon. Alright, those bits are on. You can see how the side is now very smooth, except for that one little gap, which is just gapped because leaving space for another yellow stripe in the orange like this. So yeah, now the whole side is smooth, and once I put the other one on this side, we can keep going with the build. So these slope pieces line up there with the orange at the back, and then we have another one of the pink psychedelic pieces going on here. Let's try and line it up with the picture. And that says we're also supposed to get two of these little plates on here, like this. And then some more of the psychedelic tiles. This is a very interesting build so far, I will say that. And then we put some more of the wedging on this end, it looks like. We also get some yellow slopes to match up with this stripe. And then we're going to go into bag 3. Bag 3 is going to give us George, George Harrison, and some more of the submarine structure. Okay. He has smile and slightly bigger smile. Again, I'm just gonna set him up. And it looks like, is he holding, I'm not sure what this accessory is supposed to be. It's a tool of some kind. Maybe a camera? Is he holding a camera? But no, it shows it's back to us. I wonder if this thing he's holding is an item in the cartoon, because I surely don't recognize it. But he's holding this green tool with this like silver end cap on the back, and this is our George Harrison figure. It looks like his outfit is a bit plainer than the rest. We'll stand him here with his bandmates. And now we're just missing one Beatle from the display. But something popped off. Excuse me a moment while I find what went missing. Wow, that was close. Something yeeted off the table just now, and I need to see what went down. Oh. I see which piece fell off. It's Paul's love sign. That's a piece that I consider absolutely essential. So let's go look for it. Oh no. I'm seeing a lot of loose little spare bits bag type bits down here that must have been lost over the course of the year. But there's no sign of the love tile. down here definitely needs a vacuum. That's for sure. But after a thorough search on the floor below me, unless did it go that way? One more section of the floor to look at, but I'm not seeing it down here. Not in there either. Sorry about this, but it does appear that the love tile is truly lost at this point. One more dive into this little section over here. Unless, did it bounce into here? I seriously doubt it would have bounced into here. But that has happened before. I've got boxes in the way of that happening now. So yeah, the love tile is gone now. But rest assured, as soon as stream is over, I'll be going on Bricklink and ordering a replacement for it. That's an essential piece for the display. Okay, sorry about that. I just scoured the whole floor and there is no sign of the love tile. Let's get resituated and continue with the build. I've wasted too much time on that already. Oh, after all that, it's not lost. Turns out it did bounce off the table, but bounced on top of my pile of instruction books that I set off to the side. Let's go ahead and fix Paul now. And actually, I think there's a better way to make him hold it that's a little more secure, maybe. So that's lucky. I don't have to buy a replacement for the love tile because it turned up. No, he does have to hold it that way. Let me just It's an awkward way of holding things, but it does work with minifigures. And since George is already in place, it means that when we go to put Ringo on later, he's not going to be anywhere near Paul. And we're, even if we, and so our chances are slim to none of dislodging the tile again. Let me just raise his arm up a little bit so that the tile can be seen above the sign. Like that. Alright, we're good to go. Again, I have no idea what this tool is that George is holding, but let's keep going at this point, shall we? I guess that counts as a stretching break. That also counts as a mini panic attack resolved by a hallelujah moment. I love my Lego nights. It's too bad I'm running out of space. But some new storage space has just been discovered, so I can keep this going for a while yet before I have issues. Oh, and here's a big psychedelic tile. That's what this one looks like. And this one will face inside the sub. I am enjoying a lot of these prints in the set. It's cool that this set has no stickers. When I saw pictures of this thing in preparation to buy it, I really thought there would be a lot of stickers given how much details and stuff there was. Okay. And this tile, appears to be a detail of the piping inside the walls of the sub. This is a pretty cool tile. It might be a reference to an area that they visit in the movie, or it may just be some of the interior piping of the sub. I'm not really sure. Like I said, I've never seen the actual Yellow Submarine movie. But building the set is making me want to check it out. Okay. And now this piece, this is going to have a clock tile on it. So there's the clock tile. And yes, the instructions do show to put it sideways like that. I'm not sure if this represents a real time or, again, something they do in the movie. So I guess I'll have to make time to watch the movie and find out. Okay, and then this tile here, this big tile is okay. So this is dials and gauges, probably for controlling the submarine, and it's set to the year 1968, which is the year that the Yellow Submarine animation movie came out. So that's a cool touch right there. A little, and it's not like it's one of the hidden Easter eggs. because the box did show you can remove the top and see the interior. So the 1968 reference is not one of the hidden ones, even though it won't be visible in the actual display, since it'll be up on a shelf, and I won't actually have it. It won't actually be in such a position that you can get into the interior while it's on a display. I have to work with the space I've got. Okay, interesting. We're doing a little bit of a Technic frame here on the back of the sub. Stream's almost at the hour mark, but we're at about the halfway point of this build, so we're making good time here. Okay, so it says to put this axle through like that, and that holds this section together. Interesting. And this goes on there like that. I am really enjoying this build. This build has some cool techniques in it. It's also a unique subject matter. As far as I know, this is the only set LEGO's ever done relating to the Beatles. Oh, printed brick. Looks like this is a another control gauge and a TV monitor with static. Psychedelic static. And it looks like now we're just tiling off the sides of the ship here. I keep calling it a ship. Um, it is a submarine. I guess a submarine is a kind of ship. And we are just now hitting the 1 hour mark of stream. So yes, this build is going a lot quicker than I thought it would. We did we we did adjust time somewhat when we took that little break to dive on the floor and look for the missing piece. But here's some more control gauges printed on this brick. It's really cool how this set is all prints and no stickers. Oh, it's meant to be lined up in opposition. Okay. So, the gaps, I mean. So if we do it like that, that should look good. And then this will attach on like that. Oh, we got an extra copy of the clock tile print. Interesting. Usually they don't give you 2x2s as a spare. We're going on to bag 4. Unless, did I miss a copy of the clock somewhere? No, I don't think so. Oh well, bag 4. Bag 4 is going to give us Ringo, and looks like he's holding a hand drum. Or a record. But if it was a record, I would think it would be a printed piece. So I'm going to go with hand drum on that tile. Little smile or slightly bigger smile. Let's find his little drum piece. There it is. Let's get him to hold that. I'm just going to hold it like that. It's a stronger connection to do that. So there's Ringo, Ringo Starr, our fourth and final Beatle. And I'm going to stick him onto the base here. And we're going to start this bag with what looks like a little bit of a... Oh, 2 times. We have to build this 2 times. So this is a little Technic assembly for the propeller section, it looks like. So let's go ahead and we'll build 2 copies of this before we turn the page and see how they attach. Alright, I need 1 more of those propeller units. See something real quick. Yeah, let's keep going. There should be 1. There it is. So this is what the propeller units that we just built look like. And it shows them attaching onto these blue pins at the back of the ship, like this. So we'll take the other propeller, we'll slide that onto the other pin like this, once we get it to line up. And the propellers spin a little bit. So let's keep going. I don't want to spin the propellers all night. That's just a waste of time. You came here to watch me build, not get distracted, so let's keep going. I do appreciate all the little detail going on with the shaping and stuff on this thing. We need to find the other. There it is. So it looks like we're setting up the tail of our submarine right now. It's got some unique shaping going on this part of the submarine. So okay, so there's like this clip and this big gap. Hey, we got a chatter. Welcome to the stream. Hey, I recognize your name. Hey, you're the one who was here for Peach's Castle, weren't you? Yeah, this will be the final Lego stream of the year, but I have a lot of Lego planned for 2025, so I do have at least one and possibly two more streams planned before New Year, but Monday for sure, possibly tomorrow. Alright, so this is how we fill that big gap, it looks like. You can see this big gap in the tail, and this step is going to fill that in. I have a huge Lego Mario build queue, so my first Lego stream of 2025 is probably just going to be a how many of these boxes can I build kind of stream. But there's enough big things that Mario will be going on for quite a while. I need to make room for the other sets I don't have in my queue yet as well, so I want to catch up on the whole Lego Mario series. So yeah, lots of stuff waiting in my build pile right now. Anyway, but for tonight, it's the Beatles. This is the only, as far as I know, this is the only Beatles Lego set there is. So this white section here gets attached into the clip on the tail like this. And now it looks like we have a little bit of an assembly to do here. Depending on what time I finish, this build's been going a bit quicker than I anticipated. So depending on what time I finish, I might have a bonus small set to do afterwards. Because there's a guy I typically raid on Saturdays, and I don't want to end stream until he has started, because he told me for sure he's streaming tonight. So if I need to stall for time, I do have a small set I can do afterwards. It's not Beatles related though, but it's still Lego and still pretty cool. Okay, so this little section just fills in the gap here in the tails section here. That's the little assembly we just built, so it fills that in. Boom, the back of the, looks like the back of the submarine is pretty much complete. And now we're going to begin the assembly for the upper tower. I do have 4 more Avatar sets to do that'll probably space out between January and February. A little bit of a repetitive stuff, but again, not a bad one. Piece just yeeted off the table. I didn't see which piece it was or where it went. Yeah, I did. I found it. Okay. Now the only, beyond Mario, the only concrete plans I have for Lego so far for 2025, we have the Mario stuff, of course. We have the rest of Avatar. But in May, for Star Wars month, I have 3 sets I'm planning to do then. But between February and May, they're releasing a new Spanish Mediterranean garden. They're doing a new Spanish Mediterranean garden that'll look nice next to my Japanese garden. So I'll be getting that. And of course, I'll be picking something up for Chinese New Year, because those sets are fun. I'll probably get the dragon this time. So the Chinese New Year, or Lunar Festival New Year, is at the end of January. So I'll be placing the order for whatever set I pick for that next week to make sure it gets here in time. And I'll just sit in my build queue area for a couple weeks until the day comes around. So January, the only concrete plans are at least 1, maybe 2 more of the Avatar sets, as much of the Mario as I can. And Probably I'll be getting the garden in February. I generally don't build sets day one because I like to inventory my stuff on Bricklink, and Bricklink doesn't always have the set inventories up on day one. But I'll be getting them as soon as I see the inventories go up, so probably February for the garden or late January. And then, of course, there's 6 new Mario sets coming out that I'll have to get into the queue. But I probably won't pick those up till I build some of what I've already got. And that'll give time for the inventory to adjust. Beyond that, there's a couple Disney sets I want to do next year. I have this collection. This collection. I mean, I had the Black Pearl left over from my previous collection, but this collection started with the mini Disney Castle, and I haven't gotten any Disney beyond those two. So I wanna start up a Lego Disney collection as well in the next couple months. We'll have to see what budget and space allows me to do. Alright, we're going to go into the final bag here. And the figure here is a little creature from the show called Jeremy. I do not, like I said, I've never actually seen the Yellow Submarine show, so I do not know anything about who Jeremy is or what his role in the story is. Even for not watching the movie, the submarine itself is iconic to Beatlemania. It was used in a lot of their marketing in the later years. Okay, so here's Jeremy. He gets this pink piece on his back, it looks like. Let me get this big plate out of the way so I can see the pieces under it. So that pink piece, I guess, is supposed to be his tail, and his accessory is an apple here. So here's Jeremy and his apple. And he has this pink tail sticking out. So he's some kind of creature. And let me see if I can finagle something here. It would mess up the symmetry, but I think I can. I can. If I move these guys over a little bit. Almost. Let's move them over a little bit more. Well, it's not perfect, but I adjusted the stand to make room for Jeremy. I may move things around when I do the actual display, or when I actually put this on its display, I might just put Jeremy on top of the ship, honestly, and let the stand be for the band itself. I kind of want the stand to just be for the Beatles, so we'll see what I can come up with later. This is the final bag of the assembly. So it looks like what we're building up now is the roof section. And once we finish the roof section, I'll check, see if my friend started streaming yet. And if he hasn't, I'll pull out something else to work on so that we can stall for a little bit of time. We're only about an hour and a half into stream. This build went way faster than I was anticipating. Actually, I think it's just the one Beatles set. Like I said before. It's part of that line they do of like adult-oriented pop culture sets. This one was a few years ago. It's been retired for a while. Well, that pin had way more friction than I'm used to. Okay, so this goes on here like this. And we get printed panel pieces. Again, I'm amazed about how this set has no stickers. Everything is prints here. We get 2 of these that we get to put on the sides of our submarine here. And then here, of course, is the other one. Okay, lots of cool shaping going on for this roof section here. And that piece I didn't press in all the way. I want to make sure that's secure, and then I can put this piece on there to close that gap. And now we just have some exposed stuff on the front here. And then we have these little clip pieces that go into the tops like these, like this. Almost sent the band off the table. That would have been a disaster. Okay, which means this one's not in all the way. Alright, better, I hope. And then we get these hot dog pieces making some kind of weird railing going around. Okay. Considering that the no, I'm doing this backwards, it looks like. Now these go into here like this, and it's supposed to line up with this clip like this. Then this is where it's supposed to go down like that. And now I have to do 2 more of those. Hopefully I can get them all to line up properly. There's always one step in every Lego set that's about lining things up precisely. There's like every Lego set has at least one kid unfriendly step. I think we've discovered what it is for this model. The box does say 10 plus, but even at 38 I'm having trouble getting this step to go properly. It's a cool detailing bit if you can get it to work. I will say that, but there's always, in every model, one kid unfriendly section. I want to make sure everything looks reasonably straight and flat, and we're not there yet, as evidenced by the fact we just popped a piece off. Good enough. Where I'm gonna have this on display, it doesn't matter for them to be absolutely 100% precise. We need to move on and finish the detailing here. These big Technic macaronis, it looks like. I don't have too many of those across my collection. It's not a piece that I see used very often. Okay, I should probably position this in the same direction that they are in the instructions so that I can do things correctly. As it turns out, that was correct. I just put it opposite where I thought I was placing it, which happened to be a correct placement for that particular piece. So I got lucky there. Now that I have it facing the same way as in the instructions, I can actually see what I'm doing here. Okay, and then we get two more of the big Technic macaronis to finish this cluster of pipes. I'm assuming it's supposed to be a cluster of pipes. Okay, so that's an interesting pipe cluster they have going on the top of the ship here. Let's keep going. And now we have an assembly for the assembly. Yeah, I think that's all the degrees this one goes down. Okay. This piece is developing an interesting shape. I really like how this model is coming together. Okay, so this section will go on here like this, close up the other bit of exposed side studs. And then I guess we just continue building up this section. And this section it shows going on top of the submarine like this. And we still have all these other pieces left over, so I don't think we're done quite yet. But yeah, this submarine is really shaping too. Okay, is this a base of some kind, maybe? Let's go ahead and put this part together then. I'll move the submarine build itself off to the side for a little bit so we can focus our attention on this assembly now. It's cool how they're using psychedelic colors for the brightly colored interior bits. They're going to be covered over and invisible in the final build. So it shows this plate being up here. These go here. Is it just me, or does this space section we're building look like we're building a section of clouds? Does the Yellow Submarine fly? Like I said, I've never seen the cartoon. I don't have any context for what we're doing here. But it looks cool. Maybe. Alright, so those have lined up. And now we'll come back here to this side. And we're gonna just keep putting on these various white plates until it tells us to stop. Well, until we run out of pieces and we have to stop. So there should be another one of the big curves, yeah. This one goes here. And then this goes here. And then this curve goes here. This little tile goes which means this piece is on incorrectly, and we can use our tool to fix that. Unless we have way too many connections in place for the tool to work. Okay, we have too many connections for the tool to work that way. Can I? There we go. We got in there using the other way. So this is actually supposed to go on like that and line up like that. All right, we can move on. Just a few pieces left. So this one will go here. And that will go on like that. And then we have these clear bits, these clear round bricks here. And it looks like looks like the clouds are in fact going to be a display stand for the sub. And they use clear pieces like this to make it look like things are flying. Did I miss a step here? Yeah, I missed those quarter tiles. So before I put the sub up on here, let me just get those quarter tiles in place. Okay. Now that's a cool display base, I will say that. And then it looks like the rest of these are extra bits, and I will toss them into my spare bits bowl to be moved into the bag after stream. Okay, so Jeremy actually does have a place. So let's go ahead and fix the Beatles stand now. And the instructions show Jeremy sitting on this jumper tile at the front of the clouds. So here's the Beatles one more time. I really like this display stand, and knowing that Jeremy has a display place means I can leave this stand as intended and display it in front of the submarine, or actually next to the submarine. So the instructions show Jeremy going on front of the clouds like that, and then we put the whole submarine on top of those clear plates, but before the clear bricks. But before I do that, you can lift the top of the sub now, and if you lift the top section of the sub, you can see the interior. You can see there's a seating for one of the Beatles to pilot it, and then seating for the other 3 band members in the back. But I'm not going to do that because they have their own little display stand here, which I just realized I'm showing backwards. And in the interior, you can see details, all sorts of printed tiles representing consoles and gauges and a monitor. And I don't know if that's coming up on camera, but that tile actually says 1968, the year of the animation. Anyway, so I'll go ahead and set the submarine onto the base here. I think it shows it the back side lining up with the red like that. So we'll put the submarine there. We'll put the top back on the submarine like this. If I can get the top to go on. And the Yellow Submarine has its own little display stand now. We'll flip it around so you can see Jeremy. Let me check. The stream my friend's stream hasn't started yet, so let's go ahead and do a little bit of extra bonus Lego. But this is the final look of the Yellow Submarine. I like this. This is going to display nicely, I think. Let's set this behind the band. And actually, I don't have the PDF instructions for the other thing we're going to do here, so I'm going to go ahead and put this over here, and I'll hold on to the separator just in case. And let me reach over here next to me. And I got this package here in the mail. Obviously, I'm not showing the side with the label because you don't do that on stream. And in this package came with this big baggie. And inside this big bag, now this is a jumbo sized bag. I actually might have use for this bag elsewhere. I have here, not a set proper, but I have a CMF series in here. This is the Space series they did last spring. So we're going to go ahead and open this up and start putting together the 12 space characters. And actually, let me take... The Beatles can stay. I'm going to take the submarine off while we focus on the space characters for a little bit. And because this is a CMF series, everyone gets their own little display stand. Which means which means we don't have to do any of the awkward sitting that I do during builds for these guys. Alright, so I'm going to open one pamphlet, which should help us get through all of them. I generally, with each CMF, I generally put the whole CMF in one bag, and then I keep one copy of the pamphlet. This shows us that really only 3 characters in this series have things that have builds complicated enough to require extra instructions. So we'll just go off of the picture. And then on the back, here's detailed instructions for a couple of them. But we can mainly just go off the picture for these guys. So it looks like the first baggie I've pulled out for this project is the... Okay, this is going to be the alien tourist. But before I get him together... The space CMFs have this printed base with stars on it. They don't always do printed bases for the CMFs, but this is a cool one. Okay. I didn't realize this watching the reviews, looking at the pictures, but Alien Tourist here actually has short legs, the child-sized legs. So I'll build each figure and then I'll hold each one up for the camera. He's got a backpack, it looks like. This one's pretty cute, actually. And then he gets this hat. If I can just get the hat to go on. And he gets a little camera. I recognize this camera from other sets. I have two or three of the City Animal Explorer team sets. So yeah, I'll just pull the camera aside so you can actually see his outfit. And we'll stick him on the base. And there is the Alien Tourist. The first of 12 amazing minifigures in this series. Oh. So we'll line these guys up in around the Beatles, and then when we finish building the group for our exit scene, we'll bring the submarine itself back. Let's see who I've got in this one. So there's going to be 12 of these figures overall. And we can set the little pamphlet aside for the rest of these. So it looks like, yeah. So it looks like this baggie is going to be the robot chef. He's got an interesting leg piece. So robot chef has a head that goes inside the helmet bubble. Interesting look for this guy. And then he gets a mug. And inside with he's cooking something white, maybe a soup or something that he holds in the one hand. And then, so he's holding his little pot in one hand. And yeah, there's no way to pose this such that you'll be able to see his torso detail when he's all accessoried up, but that's okay. So he has this whisk or mixer in his other hand. If I can just get that attached and pose that towards the bowl like that. And then he'll go on his little stand. And here is the robot chef. Interesting little character there. Let's see who's next. I'm just pulling from my pile of bags at random. So this is one of the ones that has a separate instruction guide. So I'll flip this over so I can put this guy together. So we start with this backpack piece here. And a piece just yeeted off the table. Is it a relevant piece? It's a piece I have spares of, it looks like, so I'm not going to worry about that one. But this backpack has a really cool print of the space, classic space logo. So let's see here. Oh wow, this is actually a fairly complex build for a CMF series. I'll put those lights on. And then it shows an assembly for two little robot arms here. Well, they don't do stickers on CMFs. But it's cool that I didn't have any stickers at all tonight. Too many Lego sets have too many stickers. What's cool is Mario doesn't do stickers either. Technically the barcodes are stickers, but they're pre-applied at the factory. So it looks like the astronaut's backpack is done. And we can put the rest of him together now. So we do that. And then this goes here like this. And actually, I need to show you the astronaut before I finish. Uh, I have to show you the face, because once I put the helmet on, you won't be able to see the face anymore. But I think I got these look like eye tiles, and I don't see anywhere in the instructions where they're supposed to go. But that's what the face looks like. So this is a human astronaut based on the yellow skin color. And based on the lipstick, this is a girl astronaut. Which is interesting because they don't usually do female astronauts. So it's cool to see that the classic astronaut in this series is one. And I think I put that visor on upside down. Yeah, that looks much better. That actually lines up with the mold. And let me look at the picture because I think I received pieces in error here. No, I didn't. It's just... Okay, I see what's going on here. I didn't receive wrong pieces. I put on wrong pieces. Okay. So toss the spare bits aside. Here's our astronaut with mobile arm tool things. And then we'll flip back to the main side so we can move on to our fourth character. Oh, okay. I know what's going on here. And this character actually has our first animal companion of the series. We have this little skirt piece that we put on. And then oh yeah, definitely want the bigger smile for this one. Because this is one of the more cartoonier characters in the set. That's a cool helmet hair combo. Okay. So this is the retro space heroine in the style of 50s and 60s space comics. She's got a robot bulldog for a pet. And you can see on the back, cool ponytail helmet combo there. And of course the retro space phaser kind of blaster. This is a pretty fun looking character. Let's make a little space. I should... No pun intended there, but maybe. Alright, who's next? Okay. This one's pretty cool. I've been looking forward to getting my hands on this one. Ultimately, 11 copies of this little pamphlet are going in the recycling bin. I keep one copy for the collection bag. Okay, this is one that didn't come with instructions, but I'll figure him out. This is one of the more exotic creatures we have in... Actually, he's fairly straightforward. He gets these wing shell bit on his back, and then a molded head because he's a alien. This is one of the creepier characters in the series. Probably the only one of only two creepy ones, maybe three. When you do space, you kind of have to bring in the scares a little bit when it comes to aliens. But let's get him on the base. So this is the alien bug creature. He's holding some kind of alien plant that's made out of the leaf piece in lavender, and then in purple, the ice cream piece. You look at his back, he's got like this wing or shell bits going on. And yeah, he's a little bit creepy, but pretty cool. One of my more unique minifigures for sure. Alright, I have an idea of how we can do this and keep everything symmetric. If I go diagonally on the space, do I have room for 6? If I bring the Beatles way back like that, I should diagonally have room for 6. If I stagger them out like this, I need to bring them in a little closer to make room for the last. I'm trying to think the exit arrangement while I'm getting these together. That way there's less arrangement to do when I end stream. Because my friend did just go on. Oh, this is the live copy that I'm using. So yeah, I'll line up the space around either side of the Beatles like this. We'll bring in this character. Oh, this is one of my favorites in the set. We have here the constellation man himself, Orion. And this guy has transparent body parts, specifically the arms, part of the legs, the head, and the hair. He does have a face, but the face is printed against a glittery, transparent piece, so I have to make sure I line everything up just right. And wow, this guy looks cool. And of course he has the constellation Orion printed on his shield, and he also holds a club. I have that shield upside down now, so let me fix that. Let's put the club in his other hand. And let's get him onto his base. This is one of the more unique minifigures in the line as well, with all his transparent bits. This is Orion. I like this guy. So now we have a row of 6 coming along this side of the Beatles. So, now we'll get another row of 6 coming along the other side of the Beatles. So this one. Okay, this... I know what's going on in this packet. This packet gives us a Space Baby. The Space Baby's not the main character, of course. Babies are too small to be a CMF in their own right, unless they're the accessory for a bigger character. Let's see here. So, so this is the robot nurse that we're doing right now, with who's holding a milk bottle and a pink Space Baby. This is the only appearance of the pink Space Baby. There's an older CMF set from a couple years ago, which I don't have yet, which introduced the blue Space Baby. And I think there was a promo set that introduced the white Space Baby. So let's see, the nurse is holding the Space Baby somehow. Okay. That can't be comfortable for the baby, the way the nurse is holding it. But Space Baby has big, happy smile. Let's get it on the base. So this is the robot nurse with Space Baby. Okay, they're all okay. This is one of the weirder ones in the set. One of the things I'm thinking about doing on my channel is some of the fan-made sets on Rebrickable, including possibly some Star Trek models. Okay, I'm trying to make sense of the picture here, because this is the one without special instructions. So he does have this breathing piece that goes around his mouth. Good thing there's a spare of that one. And he gets this little mohawk. If I can line it up on correctly. And he gets 2 blasters. This guy is weird. We'll set him there. So this is the Blacktron mutant. You can see on one side of his body, he's got this green alien disease taking over, and his arm has split into 2 on that side. So it's dual wielding blasters. let's put his human arm up in a angry pose like that. There, he looks tougher now. Oh yeah, so that pink Space Baby is actually my 4th Lego baby. I have one came in the city tour bus, One came in the holiday camper van I did a bit back, and then I also have a Grogu. So I have 4 Lego babies now. Let's actually pull this guy next. Okay. So this is a character called the Imposter. And before I put his hair on, you can see he's got a human face, but he's actually not human. If you look at him from the back, he's actually piloted by a little tiny alien. This is basically a alien. This is an alien spy doppelganger meant to infiltrate into human society and learn their secrets and report back to the aliens. So he's got this weird antenna on his head. And the picture shows him with holding 2 of the little tiny aliens, but I'm actually going to try to pose him with all 3. So there's the imposter with the little tiny aliens that pilot him. You know, I can actually take the separator off screen for a bit. I don't think we need it right now. So we got 3 of these guys left to go. And then we'll bring the submarine back and close stream. And we'll go see my friend. I think he's playing the new Indiana Jones game tonight. If I read his notification correctly. Alright, this is one of the ones with specialty instructions on the back, and so is the next one. So we'll do those 2, and then we'll do the last easy one. So there's a pin connection here. Actually, there's one on both sides. And then he gets a little tile. And I put that tile upside down, so let me try and fix that. Okay. So what I'm working on now is the M-Tron tribute figure. M-Tron was a sub-theme of the classic 80s space line. Or was it 90s? I'm not really sure. Since he's getting a helmet, I want to do the face on the visor side. He's got a printed visor because Lego doesn't make that color anymore. So he needs to hold his little tool. So if I can get him to hold the tool. This is one of the more complicated ones to put together and pose correctly, but I think I got it. And then he also has this crate with a control panel on it. Here's the top of the crate. And we'll just put that on his stand like that next to him. And actually, I think I can center him up like that. Let's get these out of here. So here's the M-Tron. He's got M-Tron's gimmick was that they were magnetic. Obviously, this guy isn't, but his tool's a reference to that. And then a little crate next to him. So now we're going to do this other guy. And this guy is... Did I say guy? Actually, based on the face print, this one's most clearly a girl. We'll use... Actually, it doesn't matter which face print we go with, whether we go with the happy or with the angry, because it'll be covered with a helmet. And the helmet is not see-through on this one. So it really doesn't matter. So we'll put the helmet on. And then there's a tool that I have to put together here. So the tool looks to be a chainsaw, but it's made with transparent orange. So an energy chainsaw maybe? And the figure itself is a tribute to another classic space sub-theme called Ice Planet. And this figure, okay, this figure has a helmet or a hair. You can choose. So that's her hair piece. And if you just turn it around, there's her other face, obviously still on backwards. But I'm going to choose, I'll set the hair piece aside because that doesn't go in the spare parts bit. That's just going to go in the set baggie with the brochure. And that's what she looks like with the helmet. You can see the chainsaw. So, and there's also one other piece in this set, which is her pet, the robot penguin. So there's the Ice Planet figure. That robot penguin looks pretty cool. And then we have one more figure to finish up the line. This is another cool one. This one's simple but cool. This is one of the vehicle costumes that they've been doing the last couple of sets. Like there was a train kid, there was a girl wearing a race car costume, there was a ship captain costume, and now this is a guy wearing a UFO costume. So his legs and torso are patterned to look like space. And oh no, this is not. I might have a problem here. Never mind, got it out. The head was stuck incorrectly inside the dome. So you'll put on this UFO shaped shoulder pad here, and then you put the head on top of it and then you put the UFO dome over top of that. And it's supposed to attach, but I'm not sure. Let me figure out. Oh, I had the UFO thing upside down. That's why the dome wasn't attaching. Now if I put this up here, the dome goes right in. We'll put him on his base. So you can see his body print matches the base. If you look on his back, there's even a little planet Earth on his body print. And then you look up here, he's got a UFO around his neck, and of course the dome for the UFO is his helmet. And we look under there, there's some nice texture under the neck piece as well. So he'll round out our set. So we have our space guys on screen now. And actually I was way off of center, so we can actually spread them out a little more, I think. I'll go ahead and fold up this pamphlet, set it with a brick separator to be put away later. We'll take a little spare hair piece off and put it with the other stuff. So these figures are actually the Lego official collectible minifigure series. This one in particular is called series number 26, one of the unlicensed series. But the numbered series are usually a mix of different kinds of characters. This is one of only 3 times that the numbered CMFs were actually a specific cohesive theme. They also did that with set 14, which was Halloween monsters, and I think set 18, which had a party theme. So we'll put the Yellow Submarine back here behind the Beatles. We have our space guys on display. And yeah, I think we're ready to exit raid. That's a very good exit display. Nice and symmetric. Oh, the CMFs, they're just collectible. They come in little blind bags. Actually, they're boxes now, but they were bags for many years. Yeah, Lego got in on the blind box craze, so that's what they are. The boxes now, though, starting with this past year, the 3 sets this past year, they started a thing where there's a code on the bottom of the box. If you scan the code at a certain website online, it'll tell you which figure is inside. And it's about 99% accurate, so that's how I did the D&D CMFs. They're actually on. I did a minifigure stream several months ago where I just did a whole bunch of minifigure focused sets. I included both the Muppets and the Dungeons & Dragons CMF series in that. There was a battle pack from Star Wars and a few other minifigure focused things, some old promo blisters. Check it out if you get a chance. There's lots of cool minifigures there. But yeah, we have a nice exit spread, so let's get ready to raid here. Wow. So 2.5 hours almost exactly. So we'll be raiding Brett the Breton, as we usually do on Saturday streams. And it looks like it says he's playing Indiana Jones. Alright. Well, he actually works at the studio that made Elder Scrolls. And the game I'm playing is on Monday is from the Elder Scrolls series. Yeah, so I guess that's good night. We're about to start the raid. We'll have much more Lego in the coming year, and we'll see you soon. Much more. We'll see you soon.
Sticks are the shit in this game. I'm trapped in a nightmare, freezing, nothing to eat. It happened like this. I saw a sudden blinding light. It felt like the ship was falling. Then a crash. Wait. Most of the crew on the upper deck were killed instantly. When the ship hit the mountain, they were fortunate. People were screaming. It was chaos. I saw SS. Wow, Hauptsturmführer Engel sprinting through the decks. He was chasing that Italian woman. Tried to catch him and get the truth, but he knocked me over. What did he need that woman for? None of us were even told why she was here. What actually happened, and how the hell did we end up here? I want to document what people are writing suddenly ends.
That was Gina's sister.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, so they're Italian. I thought she was Spanish.
Alright, so, can't believe there's two of them. This sucks.
Then again, makes sense, because unfortunately my Italian ancestors sided with them. And there's Evie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, Evie, what's up?
We brought somebody else.
Hey.
Sheep something.
Oh, no. Oh, no.